This is episode 556, and we're going to talk about why now is the perfect time to hire a coach. Yes, this podcast is a little bit self-serving, and more importantly, I want to point out in this podcast why now is a perfect time to hire a coach for your success, whether it's me or someone else. But coaching is so important, especially in this time of turbulence we're living in, right? The world is in a constant state of change, and some of those changes can be good, while others, they can be maybe not so good. And it's been a long time, actually really a long time since we faced a problem that seems to affect the entire world on equal measure. The COVID is forcing the entire world to adapt to a serious health threat. That adaptation is work from home, shelter in place, masks, vaccines. It's producing a whole bunch of things that we aren't accustomed to. And this is creating a serious dent in the economy, and a large number of people have been out of jobs for some time, and this is probably will continue. Or a lot of people are shifting jobs, they're changing jobs. There's a lot of change going on because of this. And here's what's interesting is that we only thrive when adversity hits home. Comfort is the biggest reason why people get stuck and fail to achieve extraordinary things. And I call this the complacent zone. We're just kind of there in a lukewarm bath, and you're there, and there's no reason to change. But it's very rare to find a success story that is not accompanied by hardship or struggle. This is the impetus. You look at all the people who are successful. Something happened to them to encourage them to move out of the current state, right? Most people who succeed are often going to be motivated by adversity. Now, there's the move away from motivation and move towards from motivation. Adversity is a move away from. We want to move away from the pain. But at some point, once we move away from the pain, we set goals, and that's a move towards. And in a future podcast, I'm going to talk about the psychology and the importance of setting goals to create that move to motivation as opposed to a move from. But often people need this adversity to set a fire underneath them. And so if you find yourself in a situation that you always always things are easy, you're going to fall into a sense of false security. Oh, it's fine. And you're just going to be, just in that lukewarm bath and just sitting there and not doing anything about it. And this is going to keep you from engaging in any activity that can help you achieve more than the average person. Think about it. If things are good, things are comfortable, you're complacent, you're content, there's no reason to change. And the ego will tell you, no, there's no reason to change. You don't need a new job. You don't need to start a business. You don't need to do this. You don't need to do that. And it keeps you complacent. And one of the things that I say to myself and to clients is you don't wait till you're thirsty to dig a well. That is, you don't wait till you have to do something to do it. You start it ahead of time. And we are often scared of what will happen if we take chances and make decisions that will help us improve our lives. Well, what if I go for this other job and I don't like it? What if you don't like your current job? What if I move to this state and it's no good? What if, right? And so people are always, the what ifs hold people back, but that's just a story we tell ourselves. The other story is, what if I take this job and it's the best thing and I get promoted what if I move to this state and it's the most beautiful area, have great neighbors, whatever, right? So we tell ourselves stories, but we make up the stories of being scared because unconsciously we stay where we are, or our ego is telling us to stay where we are. And the ego creates these stories to keep us put, to keep us here until it doesn't work anymore. And then the ego yells at us, you stupid idiot, why didn't you look for another job while you could? Why didn't you, right? So this cycle goes around and around and around. And the coming years are likely going to force us to make tough decisions to make the most out of this situation. whether it's working from home. How do you manage your routine working from home? If you don't like working from home, you're probably going to have to change your job. What are you going to do when you have to change your job? These are all very tough decisions, physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. This epidemic that we had is forcing us to face certain comforts that are no longer going to be there, or maybe are going to have to change. And so when we look at that and think about the best time to hire a coach, what does a good coach do? How can he help you or she help you get a better job? Well, coaching is about being able to help you clarify and enlarge your vision, not keep it the same. If you keep it the same, you're still going to be in your complacent zone. But a coach will listen and listen to the things that you don't want and listen to the things that you want, and then help expand that and clarify it. A good coach will help you discover your true dreams and establish your goals to make them come true. Often we develop dreams on what we think we should be doing, or what our parents think we should be doing, or our significant other. And they aren't our true dreams. And when you can embrace your true dreams, kind of like Joseph Campbell says, follow your bliss, and then establish goals to get to them, things start to change. But that's what a good coach will do as well. And so this requires that the coach is also able to empower you and encourage you to move forward and to break through those barriers that keep you from achieving more. If you've been listening to my podcast at any length of time, or even seen some of my YouTube videos, I have this complacent zone. At the bottom is mental support, and the top is mental resistance. Both of these are formed by our values, our beliefs, our emotions, and our past experiences. And once we start to grow and succeed in whatever area of life, and we start to reach that mental resistance, that's when self-sabotage comes in, procrastinations, etc., etc. That's the barrier that's stopping you from achieving more, is that mental resistance. And a coach can help you break through that mental resistance so you can achieve more. But this also means that a coach is going to help you take your life to a higher level that most people will never achieve. Because once you break through that mental resistance, it now becomes your mental support. And you have all of this growth that you have ahead of you with the help of your coach. And just think of how important it is for you to hire a coach right now. I mean, think about it. Whether you know it or not, if you say you don't need a coach, then what you're saying is this is the peak of your life. This is the best you can do. You can't do any better. This is it. This is the peak. After this, it's all downhill. Is that what you're saying? I don't think so. I think you're listening to this podcast and reading my blog post and listening to other similar podcasts because you know you can achieve more, because you want to achieve more, because it's important for you to achieve more. And that happens with a coach. If you're trying to nickel and dime it and read a book, I guarantee that most of you, 99% of people that I've coached have read Think and Grow Rich, have had 7 Habits of Highly, and they have not implemented one single step. So trying to do it on your own is almost like jumping into the deep end and trying to learn how to swim. You just can't do it. So this is where a coach comes in. It's important. If you're happy where you are and you're content where you are, and this is the peak of your life, great, congratulations. But if there's any little voice inside of you that's saying you can do more, you want more, you know you are made for more than this, then that is why it's so important to hire a coach right now. We're right in the middle of a very difficult period, and people are going to need to adapt to this crisis. One thing that we are very poor at as humans is adapting. We get stuck in a routine, and that's it. And when we get thrown out of that routine, we're flustered, we're confused, we're stressed, and this is where a coach can come in very, very handy. So, uncertain times call for people who are driven to succeed. What that means is that sometimes we fail to realize that our own mindset is going to determine how far we get in life. It's these uncertainty that encourages those who want to succeed to succeed. It's the uncertainty that the energy of the uncertainty is used to propel forward. But it's our mindset, and this is, just self-promoting here. My specialty is mindset. Mental strength coach. If you don't have the mindset to move forward, if you have the mindset of, it's not going to work, or what if it doesn't work, nothing's going to get better. But this is why it's important to have a great mindset. And a person could read about successful people and self-help topics, but if their mindset is not in tune with their desires, they are never going to take action. Think about how many self-help podcasts you listen to, self-help books you listen to, and you did nothing. It was just entertainment. So with that, a coach is meant to help you change your mindset and give you clarity. And that comes by setting these goals and your desires. Your perception of life is going to change, and your ability to commit to your goals is going to be increased tenfold when you can change your mindset. Your mindset determines how everything in your life, your happiness in your relationships, the amount of income you have, the physical condition of your body, your mindset determines all of it. And if you're not happy with any of it, you can make concessions and settle for it. But again, this would be the peak of your life. But if you want more, this is the perfect time for a coach. So this is the true secret of life of success, is to have the opportunity to change your mindset. And that is the reason why a coach is so valuable, is to change your mindset. You change your mindset, you have in front of you is unlimited possibilities of the life that you want. So some final thoughts. We are facing challenging times, but we can always find ways to rise above those challenges and make the most out of what is happening in the world today. We are capable of doing that. Investing in a coach is extremely valuable because it helps guide us in the right direction. A coach will help you to achieve your full potential. And this is the reason why a coach can be so helpful in the current situation, and actually any situation, but more importantly now, to settle the nerves, to settle the mind, to determine what you want, to take action, to know that you're capable of more than what you have. Because with the current situation, we feel out of control of our life. We feel we have no control. COVID is doing this. The federal government is doing this. My employer is doing this. And we feel we have no control. Well, a coach can help you regain that control, or the perception of the control, to create the life that you absolutely want. If you'd like to see the show notes for this podcast, please go over to warriormindcoach.com. While you're over there, you can listen to other podcasts and read other blog posts as well. And you can even request your breakthrough complimentary session there as well. While you're on the internet visiting my site, please hop over to LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, and Pinterest and follow me under Warrior Mindcoach.